everyone, I'm Emma, a certified dog trainer.
And I'm Kirsten, a certified dog behavior consultant.
And this is Dog Chats. Join us as we chat about dog behavior, having fun with your dogs, and building relationships. We will offer practical advice and a bit of humor.
Here we are at episode 15, the big 15. And we're going to share with you some pearls of wisdom over the next two episodes.
We're so wise.
We talk a lot about how we feel and what we believe in. And today we just are going to hand you some tools, some hacks, some things that we do that work. Some of the how, not just the why. So Emma's going to start us off here. I get to ask her a few questions about what she does, why she does it, and what can listeners kind of copy and take from you and start applying with their own puppies. So I'm going to go back a step and just say, why puppies?
Why puppies? Well, I, like both of us, I do all sorts of things. Like I do training for reactivity. I do training for just loose leash. I do recall stuff, but I specialize in puppies. And we both specialize in different things. And I love puppies because I love getting, it's almost like you have that opportunity to mold the puppy into the new life they're in a little bit. I mean, like there's some genetics and then some nurture. But in general, I just love watching them develop. And I have a puppy package. It's a support package where I'm with people for almost 8 weeks. So I watch the development of the puppy through that time. And I just love helping the people get through those stages, like the nipping and the house training and just stuff that can be a little challenging. But just the general development of a puppy, I absolutely love.
So how does this work? Somebody, sees you in front of the grocery store and says,
Are you a dog trainer?
Are you a dog trainer? How does the process start and what does that look like?
Well, usually people reach out to me through my website or recommendations from other clients. And it usually is people that have had puppies that recommend on the referrals. And I just talk to them at first before I even meet them. We do a Zoom call and I just check out, where their puppy came from. Have they had puppies before? Is there kids there? All these general questions so I can get an idea of how I can customize it for them. And that's really important, that even though I do a package and it's a set amount of sessions, I want to customize that for the client to give them the best support that they can get for those first few months of having a puppy.
Yeah, because, probably no two puppies are alike and no two people are alike, right?
No. And everybody's dynamic is different. And households, are they home a lot? Are they not? What does the puppy have to, the skills they have to learn straight away? Do they learn to need to,
What are those skills?
So many skills, right? So high on my list that I tell everybody, and it may not even be high on their list, but from behavior standpoint, high on my list is socialization and time alone. Those are the most important things that I'm watching.
What does socialization look like?
So socialization is just getting used to the environment around you and kind of seeing things as sort of non-events. They could have a little bit of, being unsure about it, but then they can sort of adapt and go, hey, that's fine. It's no big deal. So it's not like going out meeting 100 people, meeting 100 puppies. It's more just getting used to the environment. It could be as fun as setting up an obstacle course at home and just having them going over different textures, going under stuff, over stuff, just building that agility and independence and confidence. And then just getting them out in the environment to see new stuff.
Is that with the pet parent?
Yes, it's with the pet parent. I don't do day train for puppies because I like the people to be very involved. That's the time where they're building their bond and their relationship. So getting them out there, even if they're a little unsure, they haven't had all their shots yet, and their vet is suggesting not to bring them on pavements and grass, I'm still going to work around that. I'm going to say, let's take them out in a car. Let's have them watch stuff. Let's bring a mat out or a big blanket out, and they can be on top of that at a coffee shop, outside at a coffee shop, whatever we can do that builds this socialization.
Mhm.
And for me, what's important as the weeks go on is I'm always monitoring how the puppy is doing.
Mhm.
And if I'm seeing stuff, so I'm not just going in there to give the skills like,
Right.
sit, leave it, all of that. I'm also looking at the behavior and how that's developing
Mm.
as we're going along. I can't tell 100% what the dog is going to be like once they hit adulthood,
Yeah.
but we can do our best to send them off on the right track.
Yeah. It's kind of the difference, not the way that you say that, between like having a tutor or having private lessons one on one
Mhm.
as opposed to going to the class. Because I I love the idea of the group class. And for some dogs, that's a perfect learning environment. And for some people, it's a perfect
Yes.
learning environment.
Yes.
But I certainly know there's classes I've been in where I'm overwhelmed or distracted. It's hard to take in the information. And also, you're not getting that instructor who can say, I'm looking at this dog in front of me. This is what this dog needs today.
Yes. That's
Right? They've just got a curriculum they're following.
absolutely, and that's the difference between private. It
Hmm.
customizes it for you. I was just thinking there when you were talking about classes, and I do, sometimes there's puppy socials that happen with a trainer, and sometimes I recommend that. Sometimes puppies aren't great with telling other puppies how to behave
Yeah. Yeah.
appropriately, but sometimes that can be something that people like to do, and it kind of can help. I really do recommend, though, if there's friends that have good solid dogs that
Hmm.
just can come over and meet with them. And a lot of people do think that's what socialization is about. It's about meeting other dogs,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's about the whole world.
Yeah.
And just it's for me, I kind of think of it like when I go to a new place
Hmm.
and just getting used to, and if it's a different country, getting used to the currency and just the different traditions and culture,
Yeah.
like thinking about that, and a dog just coming into the world and just having to figure everything out.
Right.
So that's kind of the way I funny artsy look at
I love it. And I
it.
can see where the people need support during that because for some people that might be overwhelming. They might worry about exposing their dog to too much,
Hmm.
or they might do the opposite and go through it really quickly, or nobody would do this, but in the old days, people used to force puppies, to go by the garbage truck or something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
it's
you do
great.
see people kind of forcing their puppies to meet people,
Hmm.
and that's not necessary.
Yeah. And
You
dogs.
just let the dogs kind of take
Yeah.
their time and figure it out, and they want to approach, they can. If they don't, they don't have to. If they're very skittish, then that's something I'm looking at, and
So,
we're building the confidence. So it's support that whole time.
so what's one specific thing that people can do to socialize their puppy?
Just be doing it every second day, every third day. Just do some new experience with the dog. I
Yeah.
think that's so important, and I honestly, I don't think people think about that as much as the actual training component. They think that's what's important,
Right.
but you can work on all that stuff. I mean, like, it's good skills to have to work with the socialization as well, but just making sure your dog has had that good exposure and is able to deal with the world,
Hmm. I
that's
love that.
key,
I love
because
that.
otherwise they'll be coming to see you later.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, good. So the other thing you mentioned was helping the pup learn to be alone.
Yes.
What does that look like?
And that's a difficult one,
Mhm.
right? So we want them to be independent so that you can go out, and some people have to go to work. And that doesn't mean leaving your dog all day. Don't
Yeah.
misunderstand that. But they may have to go out for work for some part of the day. They may have to go out and just do grocery shopping. I mean, like, we have
Yeah.
lives, and eventually they may need to, want to go out and do something and leave the dog at home. So getting them used to having that little bit of independence is really great. If
Mhm.
they're already crate trained, that's wonderful. You can start your work, of just doing small things, leaving a little bit
Yeah.
every day. We don't want the dogs to be too stressed,
Yeah. Or the people.
or the people to be too stressed, but you don't want to leave it too long where the dog just kind of goes, you're at home all the
Yeah.
time, and now you're going to start going out. Because, like in previous episodes, I've mentioned I had a dog with separation anxiety, and I would not wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
So this is the time, and that's why I love development, is to get them being okay with being on their own
Yeah.
without too much stress involved in getting to there. And sometimes that can be hard depending on the puppy. And then sometimes it can be hard because people find it hard to leave their puppy.
Right.
they feel like, oh my goodness, they're going to be on their own. But, that's the best thing you can do for them because they're going to do it later on.
Yeah.
So let's set them up for success at this early age. And there's lots of ways. So I'm not going to say, pop in a crate for 20 minutes. There's lots of little details to this. So if that's the stage you're at, just seek out some advice on
Mhm.
how to get it in a very comfortable way for the puppy, so it's not too stressful to start those exits.
Yeah, and we probably should have started with this. So, if you have questions about any of this or you're looking for help, we recommend reaching out to a positive reinforcement professional who can guide you and walk you through it because, you can read a lot
Yes,
online,
yes,
read books. I have clients who
and watch
can,
videos.
yeah, who can quote books, some of them written in the 60s. And it's really having someone like Emma there looking at the dog in front of them, looking at the human in front of them, and, kind of interpreting a lot of that behavior
Mm-hmm.
that's so important.
Because that's it. I want everybody to feel comfortable.
Mhm.
It's not, and this is like what we both do. We look at the dog, obviously. That's our main focus, but we also look at the family
Mhm.
and make sure that they're comfortable too. So we want everybody to be able to coexist
Yeah.
well together. So that's the whole point
Yeah.
of that support
Yeah. Well said.
there.
Good. Okay. What are some specific skills that you think puppies need to learn?
I don't, every puppy is different and the skills and the
Mm.
environment they're in and stuff like that. But I have to tell you, the one thing that I teach, I almost teach this to everybody, it doesn't matter whether it's puppies, is some mat work,
Mhm.
some relaxation on the mat.
Yeah.
I love that for so many reasons for puppies. Like sometimes when they're nipping, you can bring them over to the mat and kind of bring that arousal
Mhm.
level down and have them just hang out on the mat. I love it for we're teaching them to get on the scales at the vet's office by just teaching them that mat work.
Yeah.
It works for crate training. It transfers to that.
Mhm.
There's one puppy that I have right now that she just goes to her mat, like it's on the floor, and she just goes over there and lays down, like that's her spot. And also a place to say, if there's kids, when she's on that mat, that's her space.
Yeah.
That's her room.
So, how do you teach that?
So basically, all I do is just lure the puppy over and just drop treats on the mat. They
Mhm.
don't even have to be doing a sit or a down. I just start with that. And a lot of the times, it's amazing now, 10 years ago, you would have to teach people how to have their dog sit, but most
Yeah.
of them have already done that with
Yeah.
their dogs. It's one of those first things they like to do. So the dog usually automatically sits, and
Mhm.
I just put the treats right in front of them. I don't even say down, and eventually
Mhm.
they start just relaxing.
Nice.
And then I throw a treat away, and then I lure them back into that space again. And basically what's happening is the mat is becoming really valuable. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of great stuff happening on there.
Yeah.
So they want to return to it.
Yeah.
And the other one that I really like using it for is a personal one is when I go out for coffee and I put a mat or a towel or whatever I have down on the ground. And that just says to my dogs to settle. So everybody loves that one
Yeah.
for their puppies too. So there's so many, like you could bring out a mat and have your dog sit on it and just watch the world.
Mhm.
So I just love that's one of my favorites
Yeah, I
to
love it
teach
too.
everybody.
I'm so excited that you're teaching this whole generation of puppies that,
Hmm.
so that when they come to me, they've already got that skill set
Yes,
because
yes,
it's invaluable.
absolutely, absolutely.
If they're thinking about getting a puppy
Hmm.
and they're wondering, do they need training? Do they need to go to a puppy class? Is there a problem? Do they wait until they see a problem? How do we direct our listening audience with that?
I think, when you get your puppy, do some good research where you're getting your puppy from, the mixed breeds, whatever breed the dog is. Just do a bit of research beforehand.
Mhm.
Reach out to even a trainer beforehand
Mhm.
and just find out if you're interested, things you should kind of be looking out for. And that's mostly to make a good match for your family.
Mhm.
And that's always good at the beginning. I always think if they can, whether it's a class or it's a private trainer, if they can start early.
Mhm.
I mean, like there is great videos out there, like we were saying, there's great books out there, and if that's what you
There's
can
also some
do,
bad videos out there.
there is bad
All right.
videos out there. But if that's all you can do, at least get your start there. But if you can, go to a class or have a private trainer come in
Yeah.
and do a package with you to get you through all those stages. I think it's such a great start
Yeah. It's kind of
for your
like the
puppy.
difference between, like, I can do WebMD and try to diagnose myself if
Yes.
I've got this rash.
And then be terrified for the rest of the
Terrified
time.
and probably putting the wrong cream on. Or I could just, do a phone chat with the doctor or go in and have a doc. So I really think getting that professional perspective is
Is
so
important.
important.
Yeah, and I do have people. I go to their homes and I see a stack of books, and I'm like really excited that
Yeah.
they're looking at that. And
Well, it depends on the books.
exactly it just depends on the book. Some of the books I'm like, ooh, what's that doing there? But I do get from people too, because there's so much information now. Like I was saying, 10 years ago, there
Right.
just that wasn't out there. Is they can say it? We're getting so much like different information
Yes.
from everybody, and
Contradictory.
yes, we do all as trainers work differently, and you really have to. That's important too, to find a trainer. First of all, a positive reinforcement trainer, and then find one that matches
Yeah.
you. You enjoy each other's time together and are learning. That's the most important.
I like that. So if you want to find out more information about Emma, you can check out her website and Instagram in the show notes. Yeah.
And look forward to the next episode where I get to interview you.
Excellent.
All right, take care.
Thanks for tuning in today, and hope you'll join us for our next episode. You can reach Emma at
ecdogtraining.com or on Instagram at ecdog_training, and Kirsten at
kwhappydogs.com or on Facebook at kwhappydogs. Don't forget to hit subscribe. See you next time.